Hey guys, welcome to another exciting episode of Open Studio right here on Cape Town TV. As always, I'm your host for today's show. My name is Danny Kamba. We've got an exciting show for you today because if helping people and making an impression in someone's life is something that you're all about, then the show is just for you. Because joining me in studio today is three lovely people who goes by the name of Tasneem, Abdul, and Shadley. Okay, so before we get into conversation, guys, firstly, welcome to the show.
Thank you so much for having us.
Oh, you're welcome. So before we get into it, for those that's watching at home, that do not know you guys, I'm going to start with you, Tasneem. Can you just introduce yourself for us?
I'm Tasneem Swart. I'm Abdul Hakim's mom, and this is little Abdul Hakim.
There you go. And you, sir?
Yeah. I'm Shadley Schroeder.
Yeah. So, Shadley, I've heard, you know, for those that's watching at home that doesn't know you, know what you're all about, what you do, you know, your profession. There's many out there also that does not know you, that's seeing you for the first time. So, I hear you're a singer, actually, and also an actor.
Well, Danny, I try, you know.
You try?
I try hard.
You try hard. So,
but yeah, that's who I am, Shadley Schroeder. I am a Cape Town singer, actor, whatever you want to, however you want to put it.
Yeah.
It's my passion. It's something that I love doing, and yeah, I mean, like, you know, even doing this little fundraising event for this little young chap.
Yeah.
It's all got to do. It's all coming from the heart.
Yeah.
That's basically it.
I can imagine.
I took part in a lot of musical productions already, some movies, some adverts, and things like that. And yeah, that's.
So how has that been going for you so far? You know, being in the music, being in the advert, you know, just being in the media.
It's you know, it's a. Everyone think, you know, we as actors and singers, and you know, we make it look very easy. But you know, we were speaking this morning earlier that it's a difficult task, you know, to entertain people for a certain period.
Yeah.
If you're on stage for 45 minutes to an hour, it's difficult to keep that people on their feet,
Yeah.
or keeping them to clap hands, keeping them to sing along for the complete hour. It's quite difficult.
Yeah. So I mean, when you do things like that, you know, you're doing it for yourself. You know, you're out there, you know, bringing out your talent, showcasing what you can do, you know, on the platform. But now you've taken a different approach this time, and you're doing something for somebody else. You know, how does that make you feel? What brought you to that point?
You see, it being for years, I started at a young age of 7 years old, 6 years old, 7 years old, singing. And I'm always the one that, you know, who's like perform at the old age homes and things like that, for fundraising events, if it's an eat and treat for this and for that. And,
Yeah.
you know, I would never thought that I would put something together for someone, if it's not for myself. Like I have a yearly show running every single year.
Okay.
That I give a big show, and with a live band and other artists as well. And this time around, I'm not giving a show. It's gonna happen still this year, but I'm giving a show for this little boy, little Hakim. Yeah, it's been a quite a tough journey though. I mean, it's sleepless nights. It's putting artists together, putting tickets together, making sure that all ticket sales, it's not compy tickets, it's all sold by the hand.
Yeah.
It's interviews, it's TV interviews, it's radio interviews. Basically the marketing and the mom covers everything on that aspect.
And Mom, have you been at Shadley's shows yet, or any of his concerts?
Not his own, but I've been to a few lately that he's been involved in.
Yeah.
And
you've watched him perform.
I'm very excited.
You're very excited.
I'm very
Okay, so I
excited.
see the support is coming from both sides, you know. Yeah, she supports your music, and you supporting the initiative of Abdul, you know, trying to look after him and make life as easy and comfortable as possible. So, you know, you mentioned that you started at a very young age, you know, growing up in Cape Town or in the Cape Flats, you know, and watching Abdul growing up in his condition. How does that make you feel?
You know that, yeah, it's really difficult to say though. You know, of especially what we as Capetonians are facing currently now in our communities, where the young kids are getting raped and killed and things like that. It's for us to stand together. I mean, you know, basically when this initiative started, it was all of your child is my child.
Yeah.
That's what I'm running on. Because it could be anyone's child. It could be my kid as well.
Yeah.
That, you know, I'm having a kid soon, so It could be
Okay.
mine.
It could be yours, yeah.
You know, we don't know what the future holds, and that is why there might become a day that I need support from someone else, and that's why I did doing this sort of my own.
Wow. And how has that been for you? Like, what are you facing any challenges? Is bringing something like this together easy for you? How do you find this process?
It's not. To sell 750 tickets might sound easy, but it's actually not. The reason being the tickets are going like 100 rand. The reason why I'm saying it's not easy is because everyone expects a wow show. It might not look wow, but I can guarantee you it's going to be wow.
And you're confident of it?
I'm very much confident because anything that I put up, anything that I involve myself into, I don't even give my 100%. It's like,
Give
you don't
more
get
than
200%, but I give my 200%.
200%, yeah. So where are you guys situated right now?
We are the show itself.
The show, you, Tasneem, Abdul, where do you find yourself?
Okay, I'm in the Crawford area in Athlone, so I'm from the Cape Flats. So yeah, my Cape Town people are away. And then she is from Parow.
Parow, okay.
Abdul Hakim is also from Parow as well. The show will be taking place in Bellville because I just thought it's quite central for them. Not really much for me, but for them especially because of the area. And they know more people than what I know that side. Their clientele is bigger than what my clientele is because my people is mostly from Athlone, Mitchell's Plain. Yeah.
Wow. So how did you guys get to meet? How did you click? What made you guys become such friends, that you embarking on this journey together?
It's a Facebook like.
A Facebook like. Is that the way it started, Tasneem, from Facebook?
Yeah, Facebook like. I think it was his poster that was on Facebook. And that's, when I saw that poster, I won't lie to you, when I liked it, the next day I met up with her.
Oh, wow. So
and I just wanted to find out about him, what was wrong with him. I don't know why she even met, could be any stranger.
So what made you agree to meet up with him that time?
The first time I told my sister actually, and she said, no ways. And then I thought, okay, I'm not going to tell anyone, I'm just going to go ahead.
Yeah, and then you just went for it.
And, your gut will tell you when something's wrong.
Yeah.
And
Wow.
then I just went.
And you just went in so like you mentioned earlier on, you just wanted to find out what it is about this boy. So for those that's watching at home and you're wondering, what is it about this boy that we're talking about today? So I urge you to stay tuned because after the show, we're going to unravel it. So do not go anywhere. See you now. All right, guys, welcome back. If you just tuned in, you're not too late. You're watching Open Studio right here on Cape Town TV. If you just missed it, we spoke to Shadley a little bit earlier on about what he does and how he came into contact with Tasneem and also Abdul. Now we're going to speak about Abdul. Okay, he is the man of the hour today, and he's the reason why we are here today. So for those that's wondering, who is Abdul? Tasneem, I'm going to give it to you. Can you just tell us a little bit more about Abdul? What happened?
Abdul Hakim is a 3-year-old. He's 3 years old now. He was 2 years old, 1 month to be exact. When he was running around in the house like a normal toddler, playing, joking, he had this ball that he would ask everyone this inflatable beach ball that he would ask everyone to pump up, and he was running and playing. And the next minute we discovered Abdul Hakim in our swimming pool, lifeless. Wow. Yeah. So we called the neighbor. The neighbor said there's nothing, which means he's basically dead. And my sister refused to give up. And we rushed him to the nearest hospital where they got the heartbeat, the pulse. And then from there, Abdul Hakim was in hospital for about 6 months.
Wow.
3 months was injury, medically, everything, just trying to get him medically fit again. And then we went to a rehabilitation center in Auckland Park. So he's had a very, very long journey.
Wow. So before getting to the rehabilitation center, which hospital was he rushed into?
We were first at Netke in one city.
Okay.
It's 5 minutes from home.
Okay.
So there they got the heartbeat, they made him asleep. They immediately made him asleep. So he was asleep. Then they transferred us to Red Cross Children's Hospital. They kept him asleep for about three days because he had brain swelling. His brain was swollen. And then from there, are you sleeping? From there, he was then transferred to the medical ward.
Yeah.
out of ICU after 3 days, about a week. Then he just turned blue one day. He started waking up, like slightly moving the legs, the arms, and then he turned completely blue. And then it seemed like he was having seizures,
Yeah.
but we Googled and we've discovered that people with brain injury get spasms, so it's spasticity. But it's very painful and it would last day and night. And we then asked if they can't get us a second opinion, because it was the second week continued and doctors couldn't get it under control. He was there for about 7 weeks. And then we transferred him back to Netcare in one city. And miraculously, after a week, they got it under control, and then we started seeing light. But for that first few 7 weeks, it was very dark.
Must have been
like,
very difficult for you as a
very
family.
difficult.
Yeah.
The second week, they called us in to say that he would never regain anything back. He was basically just laying.
Wow.
So basically, they said he would never eat, he would never talk, he would never walk, he would never show emotions, nothing.
Wow.
Do you want to know where
yeah.
we're at now?
So, I'm just thinking, how was your experience like at the hospital, being moved from which was the first one you mentioned?
The
Yeah.
post-injury, we went to N1 City.
Yeah, to N1 City, and then you were
Then
moved to
Red Cross.
Red Cross. So how was that experience like for you? Because I know Red Cross has got more equipment to deal with
That
this.
was the reason why. And they have like all the therapists and everything to deal with the injury. But it was the worst experience of my life.
Wow. And they said you would never move.
They said the second week, they said he would never regain anything back. A doctor came for the first time. She never worked with Abdul Hakim, nothing. And she called, it was the first day back at work as well, because my mom stayed with Abdul Hakim. And I went back to work, and it was my first day back at work. And they called and they said, the whole family must come back immediately.
Wow.
When we came there, they said, he would never gain anything. He's basically a vegetable state.
Wow. Yo, I don't like that word, vegetable. Wow. So it's not a medical condition that he's got. It's just due to that.
Due to the injury,
Yeah.
So he doesn't, all his organs is perfectly 100%. His eyesight, his hearing, they didn't even check that. As we went along, when we got to Netcare in one city, they started checking. So he can hear you. He's fully conscious now,
Okay.
just by the way.
Okay, so he's improving since then.
Yeah,
Okay.
he started eating in December.
Okay.
We were in India and he started eating. Thank God.
Yeah.
And he is showing complete emotions, like he would cry if he's unhappy, if something's bothering him, if something hurts him, he will laugh. He does the air sound, he makes sounds, he's
So
fully conscious.
Yeah, he's already going against what was told that he wouldn't do.
Whatever they
Yeah.
said and whatever they decided.
Wow.
Yeah.
So all we can pray for is that with time, everything else can come back, all the
Everything.
senses can come back. So what do you look forward to, when you look at your son in the state? What do you look forward to? What do you want for the future for him?
I'm grateful that he's alive, first of all. There's a lot of parents that's still crying, that went through the same thing, that's crying just to have their child alive. And I can already see Abdul Hakim running.
Yeah. Oh, definitely. He looks like a vibrant boy since he's been here. He's just moving. And, Shadley, I'm looking at you, you smiling, and I can only, I could see the emotion when you spoke about this, but now that we got to go deeper into it, I can see why you took interest into doing this, and now you're going out of your way to create a concert for Abdul, So hearing the story, I'm not sure if you were part of it, or part of that process of the hospital.
No, I haven't been part of the process, but all I can say is on the 6th of March, I think Abdul Hakim is going to dance with me on stage.
Is it?
Yeah, I've got a feeling.
You've got the feeling.
Yeah, I've got a
Yeah.
great
So when you heard the story, how does this feel? How did it move you?
Like I said, it's mixed emotions. Your child is my child.
Yeah.
It could have been my child as well. It could have been me. I take it in that way.
Yeah. Wow, man.
But I used to punang kiss, man.
Yeah, see, he's trying to let us know he's too much talking now. You guys are talking too much. So, Tasneem, when we come back, we're going to speak a little bit more about the concert that's happening. But, just to hear it from your point, how has that been for you? Seeing somebody having to go out of their way for your son.
I think let's rephrase that. It's not going out of the way, man. It's
You
just
didn't
me
say
being that.
It's just you being that
person saying away.
Is it? But I mean, you don't get that many people that will do something like that,
Yeah.
So something to be grateful for.
It is what it is.
Yeah.
I'm beyond grateful. It's opening a lot of doors for Abdul Hakim.
Yeah.
it has changed a lot, like especially the financial side of things, because we can actually see things like a bit more clear, and we don't have to stress as much because it's a lot financially. So there's a lot of pressure. So Shadley's helping in that way. I don't have words. And from an artist point of view, I can personally say I've been in contact with other artists. This was an idea that I had, but I never had somebody coming on board and say that this is what I can do, or I can assist, or I will assist. And it was never a point where we actually asked someone for free. So we have approached local artists and people that we know, and they never got back to us. But Shadley, without thinking, without saying anything or whatever, he came on board and without expecting anything.
Okay, so we're going to take another short break quickly, and then when we come back, we're going to speak all about this concert, okay? So for those of you guys that's watching at home, stay tuned, you see, and you hear more about the concert and how you can get involved, so do not go anywhere. All right, guys, welcome back. If you just tuned in, as always, you are not too late. You're watching Open Studio right here on Cape Town TV. So I've got three amazing people with me in studio today, like I mentioned earlier on, is Shadley, Tasneem, and Abdul. All right, if you missed it, we spoke a little bit more about, the background, where they come from, what they do, and also about the little boy here, Abdul. Okay, medical condition, what happened, and also where we are going. In terms of trying to make life easy and comfortable for the little Abdul. So there's a concert coming up. It's called the Benefit Concert. All right, so who is orchestrating this concert?
Me and Tasneem.
You and Tasneem?
Yes.
Okay. Oh, I like how you just share that.
Yes. Look, Abdul Hakim needs 200,000 rand by June to go for an operation in India.
In India, okay.
I think that is to...
It's called a stem cell operation. They basically draw bone marrow from your hip bone and fuse it back into your spine. And it can assist Abdul Hakim in many ways. There's not one specific thing that it does. So it's not that it will just help with mobility or it will just help with speech. It can help with everything. So it basically tries and heal the brain.
Oh, wow. And how did you guys come in contact with those people in India?
I'm in contact with a lot of other near drowning parents.
Wow.
So we created a network of family. So it's all near drowning families. So they've done it before and they've seen, unfortunately, the kids are in a bit worse off position than Abdul Hakim. So what works for the one doesn't always work for the other.
Yeah.
So they have tried it. The one family is on their 5th round now.
Okay.
So it's also not just one after the first stem cell that you would see. You normally see progress after 6 months because besides the stem cell, you need to give the stem cell activity to work.
Okay.
So you need to put in therapy after that and you need to assist the stem cell. So you need to alert the brain.
Wow. So this network can actually be very useful for other parents out there, that is going through the same thing. They don't know who to talk to, who to speak to.
They can contact me anytime.
Okay.
Day or night, anytime.
Okay, so they can get involved through you as well.
Anytime.
Okay, we'll get those information a little bit later on in the show. So just to continue with regards to the treatment. So when you speak about therapy, are they going to teach you how to do therapy?
They teach you how to do therapy
Is this in India?
In India,
Okay.
yeah. So they gave you a video. They do, while you are there, they do exercises on the child itself, and they do show you what to do.
Oh, wow.
So it's a short period. It's only for 7 days, so you don't always get in as much as you need. But it's a whole day, every day therapy. But they will give you, say the child doesn't interact, the child stops because the body also gets tired. Then they give you videos, so you can go back and listen to the videos.
Yeah.
You are in contact with him full time, so
Okay.
you also have their number, so you WhatsApp. So if you're unsure about whatever you're doing, so maybe you must move this arm and you're not sure how to move the arm, you can contact them. I'm back in Cape Town, I forgot.
Yeah.
Can you assist me? So you can video call, you can Skype,
Oh,
and
wow.
they can take you through the process once
Wow.
again.
Wow, that's amazing. That's really amazing. And I mean, that is a lot of money, that has to be raised for little Abdul, for him to go through this process, and we're hoping that this concert will bring about even more than 50%, if not 100%. That I'm sure that is what you are hoping for as well. So what are we expecting for this day?
Well, fun, laughter, dancing. So those people that's watching, don't forget your dancing shoes.
So is
It's
everybody going to be part of it?
It's happening on the
Yeah.
6th of March at the Belleville Theatre, or Belleville Civic. People know it as Belleville Civic. That's right next to Northlink College.
Okay.
Show starts at 8:30. Doors open at 7:30. Lineup we can expect is Yasin Bonds, myself, Phil DeLung, Nuran Baltman, Krista Jonas, Nisha Abrams, Family Affairs, Safwan Gulam Protege, Nidam Solomons. Yeah.
Is the list going longer now, Shadley?
Wait, we still need, it's quite a few.
There's quite a few, yeah.
But we have a lineup of about 14 artists.
Okay.
You know, the beauty about this, Danny, is that these artists came at no cost.
Oh, wow.
You know, to do this for this little chap. Even Tasneem, me and Tasneem scaled on a daily basis. Tasneem want to give them something for petrol and buy them a bottle of water or something. Yeah, typical, eh? Or chipro. Very nice.
Yeah.
But you know, the show itself, you know, it's a seater, 750 seater. We have about 150 or 160 tickets left.
Okay.
We're hoping to get that sold.
Okay.
My main aim, and I know whenever I say, you know, when you set yourself a goal, that goal you try to execute to the best of your capabilities. By the 3rd or the 4th of March, I want to make it official. Show is sold out.
Show is sold out. Well,
So,
you've come to the right place.
I think that's going to happen. And the Cape Town, you know,
Yeah.
I'm urging all Cape Town viewers, Cape Town TV viewers, to please purchase your tickets. Your details will obviously be shared to you guys as
Yeah.
well. Where to get the tickets by myself, with Tasneem, Facebook pages, Instagram pages, messages, direct messages, WhatsApp us,
Yeah.
whatever.
Wow.
Just get your tickets. I promise you it's going to be a liquor evening. It's about old school. It's about, you know, it's almost like this, like when they say in Afrikaans, wat jy in love geval het met jou eerste burger, jou eerste goose. It's songs of
feeling.
those nature, you know, songs
Yeah.
of those times where you're just gonna enjoy yourself.
Wow. And I can see this is about fun, having
And there's
fun.
a live band
and
as well.
A live band as well. Wow. So just briefly, for those that's watching at home that want to get involved, that want to buy a ticket, you know, how can they get a hold of you? How can they get a hold of tickets?
Obviously, you can contact me. It's on my details where I do my ticket sales and
Okay.
stuff. It's 0844344793, and then there's
And the
They
social
can,
media.
they can either contact me as well. It's Tasneem Swarts. It's 082-379-3167 on social media.
Is that the number that works?
Yeah.
Oh.
They can either WhatsApp or call me, and then they can either get hold on Shadley on his page. What's
Okay.
your page?
Shadley Schroeder as well.
Shadley Schroeder. Is that for both Facebook and?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
or Abdul Hakim has his own page.
Okay.
It's Surviving Little Sailor.
Okay.
So they can also make contact via me.
Surviving Little Sailor.
Surviving Little Sailor.
Surviving Little Sailor. Wow.
Yeah.
And just to also let the Cape Town viewers know, you know, Danny, the beauty about this whole entire initiative, and this is a group that performs like when ministers and people from other countries come to South Africa or Cape Town itself. It's a 7 Steps cultural group. They will be performing on the show as well, to give a bit of a Cape Town flavor vibe to the people.
Yeah.
And yeah, I just think it's going to be amazing, man. I know it's going to be
Yeah,
amazing.
yeah. I can see it in
It's
your
going to
faces.
be
Yeah, I can see it. You've put in the work. You know, you are already almost sold out with your tickets, and I can assure you guys, you've come to the right place. Our viewers will definitely get on board and
No,
buy
I know
those
that.
tickets.
I
So
know that.
I thank you guys so much for coming through. We've come to the end of an amazing program. Guys, for those that's watching at home, thank you so much for coming through. I urge you to please go through the social media platform, check out the information, get a hold of them, get a hold of that network if you are sitting in the same problem. So from me and the Cape Town TV crew, guys, I say goodbye for now. Until next time, bye-bye.